podcast about comics. A podcast about comics.
We're going to also talk a little bit about this travesty called Mortal Kombat that was on HBO Max. We're going to contrast good writing versus bad writing. Katano have been wanting to talk about this for a while. So I'm going to let Snake, the Panther Claws, come out so that I could rip this to shreds, because I don't think it should have been anything that should have been even given to us. TV, movie, whatever you want to call it, it was trash.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start Mortal Kombat, since I don't want to end on a bad note. So let's talk about this first.
Okay.
What was your major gripe about this movie? Because first of all, for everyone to know that you were super psyched about this film coming out. Like there was nothing that could possibly go wrong with this film. Right? Leading up to it.
I listen, I have always been a fan of Mortal Kombat, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I honestly felt like we got robbed. Now, whether or not people liked it, that's your opinion. As a diehard Mortal Kombat fan, I was very disappointed. I felt
now,
like
let's also keep in mind that there hasn't been like a real Mortal Kombat film that has ever made the grade.
Okay.
So this is more of the same. I guess what I'm saying is it possible that you put too much faith into the possibility of having a live action Mortal Kombat film? Is that possible?
No.
Given the fact that the history has not been very good for live action.
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
And here is why I don't think so. Okay.
Okay.
I like the old Mortal Kombat movies. I felt like the old Mortal Kombat movies was way better than what we got.
But those movies weren't good.
They were better than what we got.
Okay.
Whether or not they were good, whether or not they was so okay, they were better than what we got. First of all, this is 2021, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So visually, the movie was great. Visually.
Yeah.
From a story standpoint, trash. From a climax standpoint, trash. Even if you want to go as far as to say check in a box, trash. Everything about this movie was trash.
Okay, now can we have some specifics?
Yes, absolutely. The first 7 minutes of the movie, brilliant.
Okay.
Rich storytelling. You see the origin of Bi-Han and Hanzo Hasashi. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. You see how Hanzo's family and himself was murdered at the hands of the Lin Kuei. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And then after that,
it goes to trash. I'm talking about city workers picking up on a Friday morning worth of trash. You took the most pivotal characters, two of the most pivotal characters. Mm-hmm. When it comes to fighting skills, they are lethal. We're talking about two at the top of their game. Bi-Han, who ends up, after he dies, ends up being resurrected as Noob Saibot in the video game. Okay. And again, relentless opponent, lethal. We're talking about one of the most technical Japanese swordsmen in Hanzo.
Okay.
And then you give us this rich story only 7 minutes later to toss it out the window and leave us with 2 hours of trash. And I don't mean like day old trash. I'm talking about like year and a half old trash, like with maggots in it trash. The movie was horrible. And if you like this movie, so be it. But you can't have rich characters like Hanzo and Bihan, and then after 7-8 minutes, it goes out the window. And
so
then
I take it you did not like what they did with Jax or Sonya or
no.
Okay.
Liu Kang and Kung Lao was all over the top with their acting. Horrible.
Okay.
Raiden, the dopest thing Raiden did was make an appearance and leave.
That was the best thing he could have done.
Best thing he did, the way he entered and the way he went out.
You know, Everything else, trash. I don't understand why Raiden doesn't get a lot more play in these films than he does. And it's not just like Mortal Kombat, but it's like there's very few films where you have a character that's a Raiden type character that actually gets down. You know, I don't think I've seen. Go ahead.
I have to say, you said that the other two movies was bad, and you saw Raiden get down in the other two movies.
Man, I haven't seen those movies in so long, right? But
they are seared into my brain. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what. The character that I felt was close to Raiden that I enjoyed was the one from Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay.
Do you remember that movie?
Yep, very much.
And that dude with the lightning, he was the real deal. Till he got killed.
So, a lot better than what we got. Again,
way better.
And when was that little Big Trouble in Little China came out? 1989 or was that like 1988?
It was early, so I would go as far as 88 or 87.
You see what I'm saying? We are in 2021.
Yes.
So can you repeat after me? Trash.
You still haven't really told us what your gripe is, though, except that you have told us how you feel.
I told you about these characters and how pivotal these characters and how amazing they are. Okay, right. Let me drum up a few things for you. Okay. Let's just talk about maybe the last 15 minutes of the movie when Hanzo comes back. Right.
Okay.
First of all, you give me a character like Cole Young, who's a descendant of Hanzo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You make it seem like when you defeat somebody, their tattoo or their brand.
Do you have a problem with that concept
transfer altogether? Yes.
The invitation.
I have a huge problem with that. I cannot relate to it.
Yeah.
Even if you're looking at it from a supernatural aspect of it, I cannot. The way how they, I guess they explain it and you watch it unfold or executed, right? It's not relatable.
Yeah.
You bring in a character, you give me a character like Cole Young, who you created him specifically for this movie, right? If you want to say he have relevance because of the blood of Hanzo Hasashi and being a descendant, okay, fine.
Okay.
You give
we'll play that for a second.
You give him this lame armor, right? Clearly stating that he's not even a decent fighter. So why is he fighting there if he have to have a body armor?
He's like a descendant of Steppenwolf.
And you put him to fight one of Shao Kahn lieutenant in Goro, right?
He should be dead.
Or Shang Tsung's lieutenant, because the Shang Tsung we're dealing with are not Shao Kahn, right? Goro would have killed him with one punch, but he gets this armor. Fine. He goes back after he defeats Goro. He goes back, and he is now having to fight Bihan. Okay, and he grabs the blade of Hanzo Hasashi's dagger with Hanzo blood on it. Right. First of all, what Bihan blood was on there because Hanzo cut Bihan's face. So it's very convoluted, right? Let's just say sure, Bihan blood is on. I mean, Hanzo Hasashi's Scorpion's blood is on there. So he resurrects the spirit of Scorpion. You bring Scorpion back.
Right.
Scorpion barely holds his own and
which
has
is
to take off. Strange, because we all know Scorpion is the real deal.
And not only that, though, he's been in hell. He's been in hell forever. So you mean tell me that he can't come back and wreak havoc?
And he comes back, and every few seconds he have to take his mask off if you want to say something. He can't say it in his mask, you know. And the mask is like it's stifling his mouth. And he's like, he takes it off. He says something. He puts it back on. He's gonna burn him up. He's gonna burn him up. He's gonna blow. Hold on, because you wanted this. I'm gonna give it to you. He takes his face piece off again to spew fire at him to turn him into ash. He has to take his face part. Everybody knows when you play the game, he rips off his shell, right? Mm-hmm. From his gi, and he is his skull, and he lights you on fire.
Right.
Burn you to a crisp. Your bones fall down on the ground, whatever.
Right.
Fatality. Scorpion wins. What was that, yo? Like, you handicapped one of the most lethal fighters in the game. Mm-hmm. And I love and I hope no one gets offended because I say you handicapped him. Okay, because I deal with some handicap or handicapable issues as well. Okay,
I think it's okay for you to say it.
I hope so too, because you know America is really sensitive about every little thing. Or the world is. Every little thing you say offends someone. So if you get offended, I'm sorry. It's not where I was going. I'm saying you, or in plainer terms, you handcuff one of the most lethal fighters in the game.
Yeah.
In everything that he does and his execution, where you have two characters with the richest story, and that's the trash you gave us. You could have did a whole Mortal Kombat movie based off of those two characters, and it would have been flawless if you executed it well. Bad storytelling, bad writing, bad execution, bad direction, however you want to look at it, trash. Call out the city workers, let them come pick up the trash, please. Trash.
A.P.A.C.